Hello everyone, welcome to PCB classes. Now, today in this lecture we will be dealing with the Ohm's law. But before starting the Ohm's law, let us see what are the things we have covered till now. Welcome back. Let us start the lecture number 3. Today, in this lecture, we will be discussing about the Ohm's law. Fine. So, what is Ohm's law? This is the Ohm's law which we have read from the intermediate level also. The intermediate level also we have read about the Ohm's law. So now we will define what is the Ohm's law. It defines that the potential difference across a conductor is proportional to the current flowing through it at constant temperature. Condition is at constant temperature. What it says? It's at constant temperature. Constant temperature, the potential difference across the two ends of a conductor is proportional to the current flowing through it. Current flowing through it. Fine. At constant temperature, what it says, the potential difference denoted as V. V. Here V is proportional to. V is proportional to current flowing through it. Current flowing through it. What is the condition? At constant temperature. This is said to be the Ohm's law. This is what? This is said to the Ohm's law. If I write down mathematically, then V will be equals to some constant of proportionality where mathematically R is treated as constant of proportionality or resistance. Fine? Whose unit is given as ohms. Unit is given as ohms. So V equals to Ri, where R is a constant of proportionality or resistance. Right? This is the definition of the Ohm's law. In other way also it is defined. Let us see that one. I'll say you what is the difference between these two. Fine? Moving to the next one. The same thing it will be written, that is at constant temperature. At constant temperature, the conditions will be same. The current flowing through it, current flowing through a conductor, is proportional to the potential difference across it. Fine? So what it says, current proportional to the potential difference. That means what? Here I is proportional to V. I is proportional to V, whereas the I will be written as I equals to, what is the condition? Temperature will be constant. Temperature will be constant. So I equals to G into V. G into V, where G is a constant of proportionality, or conductance. unit is ohm inverse or mho, which is whereas G can be written as 1 by R. 1 by R. That is reciprocal of resistance. Fine. These are two definitions. Now I will say you what is the difference between them and why we have defined in both the ways. Fine. Let us go to the next one. Now see here, what we have written first one, V equals to IR. V is proportional to I. What is the meaning? V depends on I. Whereas, if I write down this one, I proportional to V, then it will be written as I depends on V. Means what? Here, until unless this I is known, or until unless the I value is known, the V cannot be find it out. We cannot find out the V. Whatever the changes in the I, that will reflect in the V, not the V then the I. It is V is dependent on I. That means if I increases, then V increases. If I decreases, then V decreases. Who is depending? V is depending. Whereas here, if V increases, then I increases. Who is depending? I is depending on V. If V decreases, then I also decreases. Both have similar, somewhat same, but they are not equal. Why they are not equal? Here voltage is depending on current, whereas here current is depending on the voltage. Now I will say you the proper one. First you tell me, voltage comes first or the current comes first? Voltage means what? Potential. Right? If potential is there, then only it can pump some current. Right? If a battery is connected, then only it will be supplying the current. That means some potential is required in order to pump the current. So which comes first? Naturally the potential comes first. So current will depend on voltage or voltage will depend on current? Definitely the current will be depending on the voltage. Fine? Current will be depending on the voltage. So which one is correct? I is proportional to V is the correct one. I is proportional to V is the correct one. This will be treated as the Ohm's law, whereas as per the book, in different books it is written that V is proportional to I. This is also taken granted as correct. Why? Because after the mathematical expression, what I am getting here? V equals to IR. What I am getting here? I equals to GV, that is I equals to 1 by R into V. Whereas this can be written as V equals to I into R. So you can see here, mathematical equations both are same. Both are same. So we are treating this one as the Ohm's law as well as this one as the Ohm's law. But practically, which is feasible, that is the current is depending on the voltage. Until unless the potential is there, then there will not be any current in the circuit. So current is proportional to the potential. Fine. So these two things we have to remember, that is I proportional to V and V proportional to I. Now we'll move to the another form of the Ohm's law, which is said to be the another form of the Ohm's law, which I am going to discuss, which is said to be the origin of the Ohm's law. Origin of the Ohm's law, that means it's a proper definition. What it states? Definition. It says that at constant temperature, fine, the current density is directly proportional to the electric field. Let me remind you the 12th class physics, and current density is denoted as J. Electric field is denoted as E. So what it says, J is proportional to E. This is the Ohm's law, and this form of the Ohm's law is said to be the microscopic form of Ohm's law. Microscopic form of Ohm's law. Fine. So what it says, J is proportional to E. Current density means what? It's physics. Current density means current per unit area. Current per unit area. Proportional to, what I am saying here? E. What is that? Electric field. Electric field is given as voltage per unit length. Voltage per unit length. Fine. Voltage per unit length. That means what? L is constant, A is constant. Can I write down this one as I is proportional to V? This is what we have derived, I proportional to V, from the microscopic form of the Ohm's law. And that is what we are seeing as the Ohm's law. Fine. I proportional to the V. Clear? So from here we have got the Ohm's law part. We will define in a different way. Moving to the next one. Resistance. Next one is your resistance. We'll come back again to the Ohm's law, but for the time being we'll understand what is resistance. Denoted as R. You have seen already. Fine. Unit. Unit is ohm. Clear? How it is defined? Basically, it is a property of a material which opposes the flow of current. What is that? It's a property. Fine. Whereas resistor is what? Is the element. Resistor is the element. Fine. It's also denoted as R. Clear? So, what is the resistance? It is a property of a material which opposes the flow of current. Whereas resistor is the element, resistance is the property of the material. Both have a slightly difference. Fine? Now, we'll see the physical formula. Physical formula. What physical significance the resistance is having? The physical significance of the resistance is that it says the resistance is directly proportional to length, inversely proportional to area of cross section. Whereas length we are taking as L, area of cross section we are taking as A. That means what? As per the first one, this is the first statement, this is the second statement. As per the first one, we are writing down that R is proportional to L. As per the second one, we are writing down as R is inversely proportional to A. So it can be written as R is proportional to L by A. L by A. So this can be written as mathematically R equals to rho L by A, where rho is constant of proportionality or resistivity Fine. Let us find out the unit of this resistivity. Let us find out the unit of resistivity. So what we'll write down? Resistivity. If R equals to rho L by A, then resistivity will be written as R into A by L. Fine. We'll see the unit. What is the unit of the resistance? Ohm. What is the unit of area? Meter square. What is the unit of length? Meter. So if I write down in a unit form, it's ohm meter square by meter. So meter is cancelled. So what is the unit of it? Unit ohm meter. What is the unit of the resistivity? Ohm meter. And what is the formulation we have got it? It is rho equals to R A by L. R A by L. Fine. Is it clear? Okay. Now we will come for the proper form of the Ohm's law, that is a microscopic form. What is the microscopic form? Says J proportional to E. J proportional to E. Fine. So J can be written as mathematically sigma E where this sigma E is constant of proportionality or known as conductivity. Constant of proportionality or conductivity. Fine. So we'll take this one. What is the resistive? Then conductivity. Conductivity will be written as J by E. Fine. So what is J? I by A. E V by L. So what it will be written? I by A multiplied with L by V equals to L by A multiplied with I by V. Note, V equals to IR. This implies I by V will be equals to 1 by R. So can I write down this one as L by AR? Can I write, what is this one? Conductivity. Conductivity. Now we'll see what is its unit. What will be its unit? Conductivity. Conductivity will be written as L by AR. Fine. What is this one? Exactly the reciprocal of resistivity. So another relation comes here. Conductivity is the reciprocal of resistivity. That means what will be its unit? Unit will be ohm meter inverse. This will be the unit of conductivity. Fine. Now we'll find out the VI characteristic with the help of the Ohm's law. Fine. VI characteristic that we have dealt in the lecture number 2. So let us see. If I take the relation that V is proportional to I, then I was writing as V equals to R into I. Fine. If I write down this one as I proportional to V, then I was writing down as I equals to GV, which is equals to 1 by R multiplied with V. 1 by R multiplied with V. So I can write down this one as V by R. Two things. Right? I'll draw its VI characteristic. So what I'll do here, I'll take this one as who is depending? V is depending on I. V is depending on I. That means what? V is dependent on I means I is independent. I is independent, whereas V is dependent. So dependent variable is always taken in the y-axis. So we will take this one as V and this one as I. It's proportional. If I increases, V increases. So what will be its plot? Proportional. What is its slope? its slope will be given as R. Fine. If I draw its VI characteristic, which one is dependent? Which one is independent? Independent is V. Which one is dependent? I is dependent. Fine. So I will take, which one I will take? Here I will take as I depends on V. What will be my characteristic? This slope will be taken as 1 by R, that is equals to G. This is a major difference between the two relation. If I am taking V proportional to I, then the slope will be R. If I am taking I proportional to V, then my slope will be 1 by R, and that is equals to the conductance, that is G. Fine. This is all about the Ohm's law. Rest all things we will be dealing in the next lecture. Thank you.